thatmovieguyUK.
Jet lag's over, I promise. I have recovered, and it's time to review movies again. When I was in London last year, we had a screening for Can You Ever Forgive Me? And I didn't go because something told me that I really shouldn't go watch a Melissa McCarthy drama when I could have gone to see Barry Jenkins's If Beale So You Could Talk, which is a good movie. I've reviewed it. And I was pleasantly surprised then to start hearing that Richard E. Grant and Melissa McCarthy had actually started getting nominated for multiple awards, and now they are both Academy Award nominated, even though she was nominated for Bridesmaids a long time ago. But this is for a serious dramatic role, which is a shock. Can You Ever Forgive Me is the story of Lee Israel. She is a writer who is down on her luck. She is basically coming to this point in her career where life is fizzling away. She is a heavy drinker and, well, she has no money. She loses her job and eventually starts actually just forging letters from celebrities and making quite a bit of money from him. With the companionship of her gay best friend, played by Richard E. Grant, they forge a little network of selling these letters through him, and she makes more money until she gets obviously caught. That's kind of the story. Can You Ever Forgive Me is actually a lot more interesting than I actually anticipated it to be. Marielle actually really created a very gritty, a very hazy, grimy New York that I just really liked, and it really suited Lee Israel's world and what was going on around it. And these like nice smoky essences and the jazz like lounge kind of music, it just gave it a very interesting ambience, and it really just enhances the viewing pleasure of this film. But unfortunately, once the tone of this film is set, it becomes stagnant and it doesn't really develop into anything more interesting. You are just on the same journey from section to section with McCarthy and Richard E. Grant. And it's very unfortunate, but I think the runtime benefits from it due to the fact that there isn't so much fattening up of the story. I think the runtime at the pacing it was is good, because I feel like if this was a 2-hour, 50-minute Oscar drama, I would have been dead. I probably wouldn't have walked out, but I would have been very, very bored at this point. And this is what we get in award season. We get okay dramas that get nominated. But the interesting thing is, this is not a nominated film. This is nominated for its acting. And this is where the film actually lies in success. I will begin with Richard E. Grant. I like him. Obviously, With Nail and I is a phenomenal British film, and when we think of Richard E. Grant, we think of, well, With Nail and I feel like this is like a different amalgamation of his character in With Nail and I, but at the same time, there's an interesting campiness to it that I enjoyed. I really like the camaraderie between him and Melissa McCarthy. The Oscar nomination, is it just? Probably. Is it more to do with he's paid his dues? I don't really know. But it was a very refreshing performance, and he is such a different kind of character than you would expect from, Marielle's hazy, grimy kind of look of New York. So he just is that stepping stone that maybe the film needed a bit more, and maybe did the film need more of him? Potentially, yes. With Melissa McCarthy, I think it was a very interesting performance. I do like the way that she just took very small baby steps into the world of forgery, and the deception of art was just miraculous from her. But it just takes its time, where the nervousness is interesting, the way that she just toddles with her hands, just even her facial expressions. It is a very different role for her, and I actually thought, I'm not watching Melissa McCarthy right now. There are a couple of scenes where it's like, oh, it's Melissa McCarthy, but most of the time you feel like it is Lee Israel, and it's good. It's a very good performance. Is it Oscar worthy? Probably not, but the recognition that she deserves for this film is being noted, and I'm very happy to see that. Can You Ever Forgive Me is out in UK cinemas as of tomorrow, so you can go check it out in probably any cinema you want. But I will be reviewing Velvet Buzzsaw tomorrow because I really cannot wait for that film to come out, and the review will be out as soon as possible. And you should all watch it on Netflix, along with going to see Can You Forgive Me? I've still not seen Glass, by the way. Still waiting. Anyway, guys, all my information is below. You can see anything from my Hong Kong trip. You can see what I bought and stuff on my Twitter. And yes, everything. And as we say on the channel, diolch danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, all the shins. Obviously, never change. And well done, Melissa McCarthy, for being un Melissa McCarthy-is in this movie. Well done.